so good. Subharmonicon. You're so good. Greetings, welcome. How's your evening? Or Wednesday morning? Yes. So, this is... This is the Turing machine sequencing the filter on the subharmonicon. And it's so dope. So then we can be like 8-step. So you can see the high notes where it's generating this little pulse of 4 right there. So probably the first 3. And then we can turn down the scale here to just change the voltage range that the Turing machine's putting out. Now, the CV input on a Turing machine, terror. The CV input, I think, changes the chance control. Oh, weird. Huh. I did start up the chat program after I started the stream. I don't know, maybe it got confused. I don't know. So, yeah, this is just an interesting arrangement here. So then if you throw an LFO into the Turing machine, then we completely lose the purpose of having the chance knob locked in. Because it's going to constantly affect the notes that are being produced. You know what I mean? So, like, here's a question. If I did a low, which means like 0 volts, could I make it bipolar and make it like negative 5 volts? There's a really simple way to find out. We would use the data, the Mordax, not that setting, the Mordax Oh, what is it? Is it this? Hold this. Press this twice. Some kind of mystical combination. What is it? Is it? I don't want the XY scope on. Okay, I just want my regular settings. Can we just do that? Can we do that? Is it? Okay. That's right, because I have to individually turn each of these on. There's one. Okay. So there's our setting. All right. So if I... Oh, son of a bitch. It's not going to put out a clock. Because it can't do 2 things at once. Because it's stupid like that. You know what? Yeah. Kind of being dumb. Right? So now I got to freaking... Move stuff around just to use a bloody oscilloscope. Holy balls. Okay, there's your clock. There, giving you a clock from Marbles. Did they ever come out with when I was at KnobCon, they had a whole like, oh, we're gonna put a sequencer in this thing. And it has built-in oscillators too. Like you could do an entire system of just Mordax datas. That would be a fun thing if you just had money to just piss away. So here's what I want to check. All right, so channel 1, let's just give it a quarter note low. That's it. Boom. So it should be 0 volts. It is. So let's change the what is the freaking mode? There it is. Okay, it's hit both of them. So I'm going to change the timing of this. This would be a lot easier to see. This was on like seconds. It's probably. So now, can I make that bipolar? Oh, look at that shit. It does it. It does it. So then if I go 1 chain, and we're going to go low, bipolar low, quarter note, bipolar. Okay, and then quarter note, regular low. Chain. Should it do... It's not doing it. Fucked it up. 1 chain. Quarter note, bipolar low. Okay. Then quarter note low, chain. Yeah, see, it's not doing anything. So now if it was not bipolar, then we get this. Get this nice happy square wave switching on. Oh, I know what I did. I know what I did. Bipolar is like an on-off switch, so it was still on, I think, for the other one, and I just like turned it off. Okay, so yeah, no, it's actually working correctly. So if we did this, if we did a slow, here, so chain, slow, let's say 8-beat, low. Okay, slow, 8-beat, bipolar, low, chain. And we stuck that. Wait, let me check the signal first to make sure it's doing what. It should be sitting at 0 volts, and then bam, it gives a -5 for a while. And it should pop back up. Perfect. All right, so if we put that in the Turing machine, all right? Science! It's poetry in motion. The way she turned her eyes away. See, why can't it do both of those operations at the same time? I mean, come on, man. Come on.
Perhaps you need some sort of a RISC architecture chipset to folding point the ARM CPU and then
See. As deep as any ocean. All right, so here's what should happen, all right? So theoretically, if my voltages are all, cooperating, it should be like every 4 measures, it should basically be like turning the change knob or the chance knob to the middle, which gives us new actions. Which means essentially what we're doing is we're changing the filter loop every few measures, and it should lock in. Let's try it. All right, let's stop the whole bloody thing here, right? Here we go, righty? Here we go. 1. Three. Now it's high. Now it's low. We should get a repetition. And now it's high again. Okay, good proof of concept, but it needs to be even slower. I think it needs to be about twice as long, or maybe 4 times as long. So chain. Oh shit, what did I do? I did slow. Let's do 32 beats low. Okay. And then slow. How about we'll do like, oh, this is going to be a pain in the ass. I got to think about this. And thinking is not an easy. So slow. One measure bipolar low. Okay, so one measure. We had 8 measures. So now we have to make up 8 measures. So one measure low, which is normal. So that's 2. And then 4, 8. Chain. Okay. That should be working then. If I didn't completely screw it up. I don't think I did. Okay, that's perfectly synchronized now. It just changed. Wait, no it didn't. This white light right here is the herald of the change. You can see it better on this camera. 2, 3, 4? Nope, I'm off. A little off. Unless I completely screwed it up. I think if you had space to burn, there's a guy that's doing actual, like, fluorescent real oscilloscopes. Eurorack. Our loop just changed. And now it's back to sticking there. So that's fucking cool. That works really, really good. Moog really missed the boat by not having a VCF envelope amount CV in on this thing. It's really unfortunate. Hey, J2, what's up? What's happening? Yeah, you know what? I'm thinking something kind of like John Carpenter-esque tonight. We'll do some kind of just like soundtracky, dark sounding, you know. John Carpenter. Yes, they're both playing C's, and one of them is going to a B flat and an E flat. So it's just popping back and forth. But I've got it all polyrhythmized and shit like that. Yes. Oh, we just had a change. Oh, we need some kick going for this. Come on. For the time being. Okay, wait. This is gonna take a second. Yeah, well, the subs are in there. Bro. Seriously. Who do you think I am? Alright, we're going to change the timing on this to, what, 10 milliseconds was the cutoff, so 7 milliseconds was the cutoff, so I like to have a nice chonky envelope here. We'll boost it up to 20 milliseconds. Okay. So, yeah, the deal is I cannot trigger the kick ain directly with my dot sequencer. The triggers that the dot sends out are too short. Who knew? Little overachieving Euclidean bastard you. And some kick. Oh yes, thank you. Yes. You're not going to hear much of the subs because I have the resonance up, or I did. Ladder filter, bro. Turn the resonance up, you lose your bass. Right? Ladder filters. That's how they all work. Know your filters, people. Like your scales, you got to know your filters. SEM filters, Steiner Parker. Come on. You know, I had a really hard time finding out what each type of filter is, like what it does, how it differs and stuff. That's not, like... Bro, you need some good headphones. That way you don't have to turn them up loud. I'm telling you. Working on headphones on modular is the dopest thing. It's just good headphones. Like, if I had crappy headphones, I'd be pissed off. Like, it just sounds so good. These are Sennheiser HD 598s, right? Which are not supremely awesome. Yeah, did we use Audio Tool when you were... Dude, earpods... Okay, so I have a set of AirPods. They sound like garbage, right? Now, I also have a set of Sony Link Buds, which are, like, open back, like they have a hole in them, and they sound like hot, flaming garbage. But they fit, and AirPods don't. So they fall out of my ear canals, and then I have no bass. So they're complete garbage for me. Now, that's me. My ears are freaks. Yeah, Audio Tool has a lot of similarities to this, though. At least it is like working with hardware. But dude, there's just something about the sound of hardware. It's just so good. All right, I'm gonna set up an autofill for the kick, so that just like every 8 measures, we'll get a kick and snare going and stuff in here. We'll do at the very least a kick and a snare, maybe like a T-Networks hi-hat, just a little ticky noise, something. All right, so what we need is channel 2. This is the Maestro, by the way, which is just a glorious brain. Oh, yeah, so you're on your AirPods right now watching this. Oh, okay, now that makes sense. That's why you're getting no bass. Straight up, that's exactly it. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go, let's see, channel 2, chain. What I want is slow 16 beat, so 4 measures low, slow 2 measures low, slow 1 measure low, and then half note low, quarter note random, chain. Now, what that's going to do is give me 2 beats at the end of every 8 of random voltage to get to the sequencer. So it's going to pop from 4 notes, quarter notes like this. 7, 2, 3, 4, maybe. Here we go. Nope, I'm off by 1. There. So here's measure 1. Well, an Audio Tool, I'll be completely honest, like, for like techno nerds who are like, gotta have an 808 and a 909 and a 303. Oh my god, I just nutted in my pants. You know, that kind of stuff. Those kinds of guys, right? That stuff is really legit. Oh, there's that Phil. Yeah, their emulations are really good, and like when you consider that it's free and web-based, holy crap! I did an all synth version of Axel F in Audio Tool. It was like while classes were working on projects and stuff. This was way back in the day when we didn't have Chromebooks. We had like a computer lab, right? And I just puttered away at it. It took me about half the year because I would just work on it 5 minutes at a time, you know. Of course, you have to listen to it again to get all the... But I had it down really, really good. And that has a ton of views on Audio Tool. It's kind of funny. All right, so we got this creepy prowler thing going down. Anybody ever see the movie Thief? 80s movie. James Caan. Tangerine Dream soundtrack. It's A-OK. Here's a humbling fact. Depressing. The Frap Tools mixer package that I would need, that I would want, it's going to cost me like $1,400. It's kind of some bullshit, you know? Dude, this is tight, as the kids would say. Some subby bass going. Okay, so here's the thing. What we could do, we could just seriously just give this a 16th note pulse. Like, just that. Actually, it would be fun to do this with the melodizer. That actually would be. Just throw it on 16th notes, no rests, no longer rhythms. Just boom, loop it, lowest octave, spitting out 16th notes. That way, when I want to, I can actually play it kind of like an instrument a little bit, you know, and change the bass lines and be dynamic with it, which is the thing that the melodizer gives you. And thinking about the Vector, too. Man, I don't use the Vector hardly at all, and I think right now it's maybe because it's not in this case. So when my upgrade gets here, hopefully in a couple of weeks, hopefully, I'm going to debate about putting the Vector in the case. And then there's this little part of me that's like, fuck, dude, the subharmonicon, should figure out a way to fit that in the case, too, because you'll have the room. But there's a lot of old stuff that I want to add back in. Step sequencers, that's the biggie. I've got 2 of them, and they need to be in here. I need to bite the bullet and actually update the Mux Slicer too. It's working. Stupid thing. I'm not a fan of the Mux Slicer. In fact, one might say that I kind of hate it. Ask me why. No, don't. It's really not. It doesn't work. It's a simple thing. It just plain doesn't work. It's so stupid. There's no reason that it should just... So we're going to give it a kind of a small, little, snappy little bass envelope. Kind of like... Should I use chainsaw? Get like 21 sawtooth waves, but all in the same octave? Or should I use the Weston? Go sine and sub square analog. Let's do that. Let's go straight analog path for this. I think that would be a fun thing.
It'll be a fun thing for all you kids out there.
All right, so here's what we got to do. I'm going to make sure. So we're going to use each side of that oscillator. So it's just two independent oscillators. It's not a complex oscillator because there are no cross modulations, although there is soft and hard sync between the two. So what's kind of cool is if you go out of tune with them, the sync will obviously bring them back in, sort of by force, and how much force it uses. Soft sync versus hard sync. Now let's give that channel 4, because we're not going to have any more probably. All right, so there's our two. Man, I thought my monitors were on. They were. The knob was all the way down, but it had been set to that, like, beforehand. Need a little detune. There. All right. Okay. Also, I'm going to need a longer. Also going to need... I'm going to need a little doo-wacky. Because it does not have a shared volt per octave input. They're just separate. All right. And then we got an envelope. Just need an envelope-y out. Stick that in here. We are. Maybe 12 dB. Now, if we were smart, and we are, we would sidechain the shit out of this thing. And save ourselves a channel. I kind of wish I could actually turn the level down a little bit. We can. Okay, yeah, let's do the thing here. So this is my little man, that reaches. Not pretty. It's not likable. Just longer? I don't know if it is. Actually be shorter. No, it's slightly longer. It's about a ½ inch longer. That's maybe about perfect. Squarest drum fill ever. Okay, there. So now we've got 4 stereo channels. going into, put this on mono. There we go. Now we can modulate the volumes of everything a hell of a lot. And if we were like, hey, okay, let's change bass notes. Oh yeah, we need our sub. Ooh, that's farty. Yeah, I like the sub. No. Okay. Gotta do the filter trick. High pass filter. 4. I think that's going to time a little bit better. Technically, the clap right now is on beat 1. But it feels like it's on beat 4 because of the way the fills are hitting. I'm just going to go with it. Okay. All right. We need some voices here. So, yeah, let's sig this baby up here and get a couple of cool sig voices going. I am transposing only the bass, and I'm just manipulating the melodizer, which is cables. So yeah, if you take a look at the front panel, it's 12 notes, and it's the probability of each one. So like, oh, you want to change it to, an E flat, just turn it up really quick, and then F, and so on. And it's just really immediate. And then, oh, you want to add rests to the rhythm flow, the stream of rhythms. And if you want to dice the loop and like recalculate the loops rhythmically or melodically, you just hit the button. Or you can shut it off completely and have it just kind of meander. It's a lot of fun, but it is an inefficient module. And it is big. I have 2 of them. I loved it so much I bought a second one. And then I got the SIG. And the SIG is like similar, not quite as immediate, but it does 4 of them at a time. So, it's a lot of fun. Rhythms work a little bit differently. So here, let's get this going. Let's get a pizza. Pizza into Ikari is just it's always a winner. So let's do that. This guy, standard output, we just go into the left channel because it is good that way. It's cool like that. Shit. It's cool like that. It's funk like that. It's fly like that. All right, now the nice thing too is that the SIG puts out its very own envelopes. So the triggers that it sends out, you can also just turn into yeah. That's pretty cool. When I figured out how to deal with the Bard Quartet and send the harmony button, so this is essentially a 4-channel quantizer, but you have 8 different like slots, and each of the 4 quantizers can be set to different things, including like microtonal stuff, which I don't really go there personally. I could see how somebody would. You can also just use it, send it triggers, and use it as an arpeggiator. So you've got potentially, I don't even know how many combinations that would be. But just sending it a CV signal, to do. And that's actually where the Vector was really good, because you could just use a sequencer channel, because that thing, it has 8 tracks, right? So you could just take a track and set up a velocity sequence Or even just use notes and just use it to control the barred quartet, and the whole thing would be like one sequence is controlling the harmony of this like multi-voice thing. You know, it's a lot of fun, but it takes a long time. That's kind of one of the problems that I always sort of had was like this takes a long time for people to like watch patching. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just overthinking it. You know, as people do. We get a tone. Thanks. Yeah, I've got a case upgrade on the way, so I've got some old stuff that I want to add in. I want to trade my mixer section out. And there's a lot of choices there, and none of them are good. I need 8 stereo channels, 2 independent auxiliary sends, and I would love it if it had a solo and a mute function per channel, but mute would be okay. You know, I don't think that's that picky, but basically there's one choice, and it's the Frap Tools, you know, GCM, and it's going to cost me like $1,400 just for a mixer, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. I need to build myself a shelf and get an external, you know, nice 16-channel Allen and Heath or something like that here for a lot less than that. And just run it all through. I don't know. It's frustrating. Anyways, here's a lead voice. In theory. It's not running yet. That's why. Just kidding. We're going to use just a regular old Zadar envelope. It works better. Just a regular DK envelope. Yeah. I have one right here. It's really nice. Okay, so there's our thing. We gotta modulate this thing though. The pizza really comes alive when you start throwing it some like slow-moving LFOs and shit. Huh. I've got a loose nut. Oh no. Oh no. I need to buy a special tool for my nut. Give it a little ring mod. Toughen it up a bit. Now now we're cooking. So see, like it's just not as instantaneous, but it's much more exploratory. So I think it has a really good place side by side with the Melodicer. It's been a winning combination. Yeah. Only $29.99 for this special Eurorack face nut driver. I've seen them. Bifaco sells them. It's a thing. But, you know, they're like $10 or whatever. And all it is what? I don't know. What is it? Like a 6mm socket or something like that? I don't know. Or a pair of pliers. Like a savage. Okay, and then of course we can loop this. I like that. Yeah, single note, man. Single notes are great. All right. You know, it's a really cool effect. You know, it's really fun. All right, so if I take a really, really slow... Well, let's not do the super slow one. I'm going to put this into a comparator. Okay? And what I need to do is just kind of observe it for a while, which really sucks. I think right now... I think this is low, but this one is high, because I believe they are opposite polarity. Or no, maybe not. Well, let's figure it out from this one, because it's a lot easier to tell. So what I want to do is get it so that it only triggers when it's on a high voltage, and it basically sends out a pulse at that time. Okay, so if I put it like back here, is it gonna this guy? So that's at a very high volt. It's just been hanging there. Oh, it just moved. Okay, so maybe that's a good thing. We'll stick that in the freeze control, right? So then, every once in a while, it just meanders along, and then it hits freeze on that reverb on the lead. In fact, it's about to happen. Do it. There. I had to adjust it a little bit more. Probably 3 years. Honestly, I think I started getting stuff about three or 4 years ago. you not? No, you know what's a much more reliable source of an occasional gate? That would be Marby Bowls. And we're flying. All right, you can be a little bit quiet. Okay, we're gonna keep you there. I'm gonna turn you down. But I like that, just that occasional reverb. And yeah, it's nifty. Yeah, you know, it's a harsh reality that people don't like to talk about. I'm gonna say it. And you may not like this. This is a hobby that is, I think, best appreciated and expressed by, like, consistently spending a good amount of money. And I see so many, like, narrow focus modulars. Like, people are like, I have this thing and I'm going to do this one thing with it. And it's like, you know, 60 HP. It's like, okay, cool. And that's a lot of fun, and you can have a lot of fun with it. But the whole point is, like, exploration of the interconnections. And you really don't have that many. You know, with a really small closed system. Like, you don't have that many. And I never wanted to be like, I need a giant tabletop to cover all of my individual little boxes. That's just not my... I don't have the space for that kind of... honestly. So, yeah, to me, that's one of the big things. Is like, oh, you change a module out, and it's like you've changed, like, a neuron in your brain. And now you have a whole new set of synapses, and they're going to different places, and now, like, things change. That's just part of the game. Okay. Let's do a different one on channel 2 here. Okay. Let's maybe just go classic here. Let's go classic chainsaw. Chainsaw voice is always a hit with this. I need to make some sort of pad kind of board device, and I'm thinking maybe just bust out the Rhodes Garbar, the condenser mic. Because again, that's always a hit with the kids. It's a good time, and it sounds friggin' awesome. So. All right, and obviously this is going to the Aurora because it's still not being used, or the, Tour. Dude, think about this. When I upgrade my case, I will have room for the ZDSP and the Black Hole 2. And 3 FX aids and the Imitor and the Aurora. All of the effects. It'll be kind of cool. And then I start to think, well, maybe you don't actually need 2 individual effect sends because, like, everything is going to have its own, right? And then, you know, 1 is fine. You get a nice reverb. There you go. Okay. You know? We could be onto something. What do we got going down here? Oh, we got nothing because we don't have an envelope yet. Like a dolt. All right. You maybe it would. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna turn off loop, and I'm gonna use the stochastic function generator. As my I don't know how well that's gonna work because I've got it set to some slow stuff for. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, that's not... Dude, I'm... There's this little part of me. It's a small part. Alright? Small, but it's loud. That says you should just get a relic instrument. Let's change filter models here. Yeah. And I'm gonna crank up the gain too, because honestly, chainsaw can always use some overdrive. Oh, that's dope. That's super dope. because the neutron filter is so dope in and of itself, the sound actually disappears. It's just gone. It's gone. It's gone forever. Right here is my Zoom LiveTrack L20, which is a 20 input interface and live sound recording mixer thing. So it's 2 tracks out into that. And then OBS, you can get ASIO for OBS, so you can send it ASIO inputs. Which the Zoom, you can do like a single stereo pair as an ASIO into OBS. Just individually control all your audio through OBS also. So yeah, I just do whatever. This is whatever's coming out of the box is what you're hearing, right? Yeah, you can. Yeah. It's nice. The limitation is that it only does 44.1 kilohertz. And honestly, like as soon as I say that is a limitation, and then there's part of me that's like, it's not really it's not a big deal. Let's get some roads going here. I may not be very, very vocal about this because I'm going to be away from them. But I don't want to move a chair. Have to do. So here goes. I'm gonna actually turn this up a little bit, input level. So what I have to do is hit the record button really quick, or the capture button, or what, and then go play chords. Need a stick. Okay. That's the worst camera angle ever there. Let's see what we got. Let's see if we got some magic. Because we're gonna give this pad some rhythm too. It's, you know. Oh, actually, you know what would be really cool? You know what would be really cool? We'll give it the same rhythm that we're giving to the subharmonicon. Hell yeah. There's an idea. It doesn't reach. I guess we go popple. We go popple filter, and then we put... let's see here. How we do this. Oh, well, we're going into the Erica Synths mixer. So that's fine. We'll just stick it right in to channel 4. Stereo mixer means that I have to turn my kick and bass up. Please. Okay. You got anything for me here? No, you're all the way down. Put it on full on. No, the subharmonicon is being filter modulated by the Turing machine. Right? All right. Yeah, and we need to put some... We need to put some delicious sloths on the move head, the head there. There we go. All right. So that's like step 1. Step 2 is I'm going to take the pulse out from the Turing machine. Let's give it a Zadar envelope here. Channel B. Man, I can't remember the last time I used 3 channels of the Zadar. It's crazy. It's not. Well, let's adjust this to taste. That's lovely. Now, with the subharm... Now, they just changed. You know, let's try this in the Zagreb instead. Let's see if that actually sounds better or worse, or it might have a little bit more chonk to it, a bit more chonkiness than the popple. Take the same exact thing now. Go straight into the CV in on this guy. Now I hear nothing. Love me some Crystal Method. You know what? We actually don't need to go into the submixer for this. Because it's being side chained, and I kind of don't want to side chain this. Got a stereo channel or two empty. Let's just use them. So much better. I like to keep my patches at least somewhat color-coded, but I think I'm going to not be able to this time 100%. Yeah. Okay. Now, the nice thing is we could just do it by hand. There, get that reverb smear. Love it. Okay, here goes. What's the one before Tweekend? that has my two favorite tracks, which is Cherry Twist and High Roller, like back to back, track 3 and 4. Holy crap, those two are so good. I'm gonna let this stew slow burn. so cheesy. That was a lot of fun. What can I say? There are these times. Oh man, I'm just noticing my. I got a nice anti-sunburn tan line on my forehead from playing disc golf and wearing a headband. How old do? Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, that was a particularly tasty one, I have to admit. Like, you know, some days things go well. I'm not super happy with the pizza lead, to be completely honest. That's the one thing, and I was like, eh. Either of the leads, actually. They were kind of, Oh, straw man, that's too bad. He comes in just when I'm literally about to sign off. Oh, well, thankfully, give it 10 minutes and YouTube will have it at 20% compressed. But yeah, I am going to sign off, and I'm going to go play some Diablo 4 because I'm a crackhead. So have a good evening. And thanks for joining me, and hope to see you soon. Friday at the minimum, but there's always a chance of tomorrow, too, because it's summer. Shit to do. This is a lot of fun. So, yeah, nice. I'm only like an hour in, so like I'm barely started, and the addiction hasn't happened. But I'm gonna give it some time. So, anyways, have a good night, y'all, and stay healthy and